finished work today, going to pick up the baby soon. So I had a good day at work today. I have to say it was a good day. The school is nice. The tomorrow school is kind of challenging, but hey, it's okay. That's fine. So here is like one thing that I wanted to just remind myself of. So on Saturday I went to the clinic, right? And I had to take 3 of my kids with me. Of course, the twins and one of their older brothers, so they can be with him while I'm at the doctor's. And the doctor was speaking in English. He was this ancient-looking grandpa, literally, and he was speaking in English, all right. He was asking questions in English, all right. And then I figured out, he was asking good questions. If I have stiffness in my joints anywhere besides the knees, and I said no, it's just that one knee actually. That's why I'm here. And it started out in May to be really, really bad, but I've had this tension inside of it since I was pregnant with the babies, but I still could bend my knee more than 90 degrees. Now I can't. But see, I can explain that to my friend. I can explain that to my relative, my family. I can explain that to somebody who understands me. But somebody who is this is how it is here. It's very interesting to me. Like, in this culture, you have to know your place. Your place is down here. The doctor is way up here. He studied his stuff. He was for many centuries teaching, probably practicing, going to different prefectures. That's something I'll never understand too. Why the doctor goes once a month in the specific clinic and not every day? Like, why don't you hire a person to attend one place at a time? Why do I have to wait from the beginning of September to the beginning of October to go to have X-ray or MRI or whatever? It's like, why this specific person goes that day, and then the next week if you go, will be another person who goes who knows where in different prefecture. Interesting. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if you have a doctor, if you become a regular patient, which means you have to be checked regularly, when you're elderly, how do you do it? Do you do it every time with a different doctor, or like, do you have to wait once a month or something? Like, when you have emergency, what do you do? Oh, and the most hilarious thing was when my GTE, my Japanese teacher of English that I co-teach with, when she wanted to give me some help and set an appointment for me, she calls that clinic, because she goes there for her own treatment, and she talks to them about me, and then if it's possible on Saturday, the following day, to go, and they ask her if I'm a regular, if I've been there before, and she says no, she's never been there before. Well, sorry. That's how she translated it for me. Then, sorry. If you're a first-time patient, sorry. That means on Saturday, if I want to go in the morning, it's time only for regular patients, you guys. There's no way in the world you can even think about going on Saturday morning, because you worked the rest of the week, so you can't really go on a weekday. So the only time I can go is Saturday. Well, Saturday morning is the best for me because the kids are still fresh. I have 5 kids to take care of, and that particular Saturday I was alone with my kids the whole entire day. And so I had to plan how to do it. So I was like, well, if it's in the morning, then the older boys are at home. They can watch the babies maybe, so I can sneak in quickly and come back. No, you're not a regular patient, so you cannot go on. So sorry. That's what she kept just saying. And I was like, what do you mean by saying sorry? Sorry, you cannot take patients? Sorry, I'm not a regular patient? Or sorry, I'm a foreigner? Or what is a sorry in this? And so she called them again, and she said, you know, they clarified that only regular patients go Saturday morning, and it's packed usually because, you know, other people work too, you know. So Saturday afternoon, they could squeeze me at 3:30, like towards the end, they could squeeze me there. And, you know, but then my friend tells me, you know, like, we cannot just show up at 3:30, that's too late, we have to be there at 3:15. But to be even more safer, let's meet up at 3 o'clock. So here I am, racing my kids to like, that morning, on Saturday, in the morning, I go shopping with my twins. I go to 5 different shops to get particular items from this shop and from that shop. It's because I have a limited amount of money. And so I'm calculating in my head, where do I go, what do I do? And I'm with 2 little kids, and I was not with a big car. It was a small car, and they just have boosters. And it's pain in the butt. Every time I have to back up one, back up the other. And then in 2 shops, I just left them there, locked the door, and went quickly and came back. But guess what? That is a small car, so they can reach the unlocking thing, and they try. And my baby girl was okay, but my baby boy was trying to unlock the door. So he unlocked it and he tried to open the door wide, but he still buckled. But he can get out of it, you know. Good thing in this country they don't really kidnap kids yet. I don't know, you know. So it was really hard. So I go in the morning, and I go with them because I want them to get tired quickly, because lots of information, a lot of places visiting them, they'll be tired. So I feed them lunch, and then after that I put them to sleep, because I know at 3 o'clock I have to be out on the road. So I put them to nap. They fight. There was not even 2 hours of nap. I wake them up. I just literally change their diaper and put them in the car with their brother tagging along. And so they were really fresh, and they were really like wah, 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 in the clinic everywhere. Like, the circus isn't down when we go in that clinic, because it's only, you know, adults and like especially elderly people there. And so we were like filling up the place with life and noise, and anyways. And so yeah, so we go, and there is the grandpa there, and he put me on this table to sit, to lie down, and he moved my legs like where the knee area is, and one of them could bend really well without pain, the other one I couldn't bend it without pain. So he said, I think it's blah blah blah. And my friend, she printed out all the terminology possible in English and Japanese. She printed out, she came prepared. I was so amazed of her. And then she said, oh, that means worn out. I'm like, it's like, I don't. So this is the frustrating part. When you go to a doctor, you obviously are in discomfort, right? Well, if I were to go to a Bulgarian doctor, I would tell the Bulgarian doctor, or an English speaking doctor, I'll be saying, you know, I had twins, I have 5 kids, I had lost twins, I carried them almost till the end. I was full-time working, climbing those elementary school stairs up and down the different floors, going from room to room. And they were doing January. I stopped working the end of October, so it was like 2 months of staying home at the end, because it was really hard to walk at the end. It was really hard to walk. That affects that, you know. And I was an athlete when I was younger at school. I was an athlete, so I was doing hurdles and hurdles with running like 300 meters. I was doing high jump. I was doing basketball in high school. So all that stuff, you know, when you work your body, I mean, and after 5 kids, it's just, you know, I wish I could tell him that so he could have the big picture. But who do you think you are? Like, you don't talk, you don't casually talk to the doctor. The doctor is here, you're here. And so that's what he thought. And then he turned his back, this big grandpa turned his back towards the computer, and he just started. Obviously, he's there once a month, so he's trying to. I don't know if every computer of every doctor in every clinic has the same software, but he just started exploring every single option there is there, and why when he's typing doesn't work, or what and so there was like a lady assisting him next to him on another computer. So it's an examination room. Half of it is a bed, half of it is 2 computers, and that's it. And then loads of other junk or stuff, like just too much stuff in one little space. And then he just and I just never saw his face afterwards. He was asking my friend, not me, but he was asking me what my occupation is. And so she was like, well, we teach English together, so we're English teachers and whatever. So it was just really frustrating. And then he said, yeah, I'm gonna sign you up for MRI and X-ray on October 2nd. Oh, okay, so that's like a month from now. Okay, so but you know, do you have at home hot compress? Like compress is like do I have anything to put on that knee? I'm like, I just have a supporting whatever you call it, like those tights I bought once, and I got it for that particular knee. I remember in the beginning when I was pregnant with the babies, but I didn't know yet. There was this one instance where I was pregnant with them, but I didn't know, and that was in the very beginning, and it was that knee just started hurting really bad for whatever reason, and I couldn't really walk. So I went to this drugstore and I got like one of those, like you just put it on and it makes you tight, and it helps with the pain, I guess. So for 2-3 days it was like, it was really weird. So I said I had that, and good thing I remember the reason I got it. It was still that very knee. And anyway, so he said no, you need this, so he prescribed it, and the examination was less than 5 minutes, the whole thing. And of course we waited for 2 hours for that thing, but like what I'm saying is, and at the end they give me the bill. Oh my gosh, it was like, it was not cheap. I cannot really compare it because I don't really know in other countries, but it was not cheap at all. And then plus the pads I had to buy. So I was like, I am so glad I came prepared. So yeah, I had some cash with me, and it was exactly that much that I had in the wallet, and everything was a poof. But you gotta do what you gotta do to take care of your body. Okay, I have to pick up the babies, but basically the frustration is real, and this is not the first time, and this is not going to be probably the last time I'm going to deal with doctors. And I appreciate a friend who came to help me and guide me through the whole process, and she was there with my kids and trying to talk to them so they can be quiet a little bit. It was a challenge. And this when you're a mom, you don't really get out of the house thinking about yourself only. Like, no, you think about, like, there's this kid that is in friend's house, there's this kid that is at home alone with his games he plays online that day, there's this kid that I bring with my twins together, and there's this lady. Like, you think about so many different things. Like, I barely can think of the reason actually why am I going out with all those many people. And then when I go there, he just tells me he doesn't really want to listen to my, like, I'm the patient, dude. Let me explain to you. No, this is how it is. This is what you're gonna do until October 2nd, period. And then they ended up drawing blood from me because for to test my blood. I don't know what the blood was gonna tell them about my bones, but basically that's what happened. And I am growing to really, really de-appreciate and disrespect medical personnel in this country. Like, seriously, I don't understand the level of you're here and the doctor is here, and that you could do that, you could treat me like that, but I don't know if I want to go next time to the same place. You know what I mean? And that's like a country, and they do that to you because you're not like I'm not like the Japanese people that bow their heads and say hi, hi, hi to everything. Hi, wakarimashita. Hi, hi. I'm not like that. I want to know why. I want to know answers, and they don't, and that makes them feel like uncomfortable because they don't know how to communicate with me, and they don't, technically they don't really get asked questions like that. They just, here's how it's in Japan. You go to some place, you go to school, you don't get to ask why the teacher, you just receive information, practice, even with English, and then you just leave, the teacher leaves, and then you, whatever information you put into your hard disk there, that's what it is. There's no reasoning, there's no why, there's no how, there's just receiving information. So with, I assume with the doctors is like that too. They just go there, you tell him this is what hurts, and he's gonna be like, okay, this is it. Let's check, maybe let's this, and this is it. And you have this option, and you say hi, and you bow your head, and that's how it is. That's what it is. There is no two sides communication. There is no active any kind of dialogue, anything. It's just like, yeah, for years, for me, for my kids, for at school, at work, it's like that. So I just wanted to let out that, so I can probably feel better. Thank you, Future Me.